Everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie Bree. This is Horror Trans. I am a transgender woman, and I talk about all things horror. And today I'm talking about Dolls from 1986. Couple of things I have to put out there before I get into this movie. Trigger warning, this movie deals with scary dolls. And we're not talking, Cabbage Patch Kids like Chucky. We're talking about, like, the scary dolls, ceramic dolls, wood dolls, the kind of dolls that give people anxiety and instill fear in people. Now, I don't want to give you a spoiler. This movie is, how shall I put it, weird. Very weird. But it's enjoyable. I had a lot of fun with this movie. Not terribly scary unless you have a phobia of dolls, which I do, but this one, it's like I'm terrified of clowns, but Killer Clowns from Outer Space is presented in such a way that the clowns aren't that scary to me. It's the same thing with this. This is not Dead Silence or Annabelle. This is more like Puppet Master. Or Chucky. Well, not even like Chucky. Chucky can be scary, but not really. I mean, he's like this tall. Just kick him. Throw a chair at him. Trip him, hit him with a baseball bat. And put a trash can over his head. He's not that hard to defeat. But anyways. So the movie, I don't really know how to describe it without spoilers. So I'm going to give mild spoilers without spoiling the ending or the overall what's going to happen. But the gist is, it's a British movie. It's a very low-budget, independent British movie. So be prepared so you know what you're getting yourself into. You have this family, this dad who is an asshole, the stepmom, who is the worst word you can call a woman, and an innocent child who's just trying to get through the weekend while her dad and stepmom are fighting over her like she's basically a burden. And they're rude. Like, rude to her. Like, abusive rude to her. So that's another trigger warning. There is some child abuse in this movie. They do hit the girl and other stuff. They are very abusive to this child. And she's like 5 or... I think she says she's 6 or 7 at one point in the movie. She's like, I'm 7 or something like that. She's a little kid. Like a little kid. So basically their car breaks down. They're in this big house out in the country. And it's a doll maker and his wife. And they've got all kinds of classic dolls. Handmade dolls. And this other car with these two, I'm just going to say, punk rocker girls. And a guy who's too sweet for his own kind. Who mistakenly, stupidly picked up the hitchhiker girls, not knowing that they're Bad News Bears. But yeah, it's really entertaining. The dolls do, I will say this, come to life, and they do kill people. But more than that happens, and I don't want to get into the specifics because it's kind of a nice reveal. And when it happens, you're like, oh shit, cool. But the dolls themselves are little bastards, and you're going to find that out real quick. Overall... Is this the wrong... Wait a second. I was going to say, is this the wrong... I'm looking at the wrong camera. It's over there. I need to fix that. Turn my chair a little bit. There we go. Sorry. People have been complaining about my camera being unstable, and there's a loose joint on the back end of my webcam, and it's kind of floppy, and this thing on my the monitor on my laptop, this new laptop, it's a little wobbly as well, not very stable. So I'm trying to, troubleshoot to try to get to where I can make videos that are less wobbly, so people are more okay with watching my videos. Because, I try. I do take the positive feedback and constructive criticism to heart. I just ignore the trolls and the assholes. So if you're not a troll or an asshole, I'll probably pay attention to what you're saying. It's just how you present yourself. Let's get back to the movie. It's a good movie. I had a lot of fun with this movie. I have bipolar disorder, and I do not have any attention span whatsoever. So normally when I watch a movie, the movie is on my monitor on the left, and my phone is right here in front of me, and I'm usually doing stuff on the tablet or the phone or just, other things while I'm watching the movie. This movie had me engaged. I was staring at the screen the entire time. There was no distractions. Which is kind of rare for me to watch a movie that is that engaging that I can get sucked into it without distractions. This was a good movie. It is intense, but not scary. And what I mean by that is, just like there is an excessive amount of clowns in Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which if you have clown phobia, whatever it's called, which I do, it can be triggering at times. I recognize Killer Clown. I'm going to come back to this for a second, because there are parallels here that I have to point out. Killer Clowns is scary at times, but it's more intense than scary, because it's just like a lot of clowns to process all at once, but they're not the scariest of clowns. It's the same thing with this, with the dolls. It's intense because there's a lot of fucking dolls, and they are dolls, so they can be scary at times, but it's presented in such a way where they're not too overwhelming scary. Like I said, they're more like Puppet Master than Annabelle or Dead Silence. I highly, highly, highly recommend this movie. In fact, I'm going to go out on a limb and say this movie is better than Puppet Master, at least the first Puppet Master. And I'm kind of surprised that Puppet Master got a obnoxious amount of sequels, and this movie, to the best of my knowledge, only has like one or two maybe pseudo-sequels / tie-ins, maybe. I haven't done enough research to confirm that. It's just been stuff that, preliminary things that people have suggested. I don't know if they're connected or not, but if not, this movie deserves sequels. Third trigger warning, there are hints at sexual child abuse. Not from the parents. It's not a plot point, but accusations are made in the movie, and there are some, we shall say, unfortunate circumstances that do imply something bad may have or could have happened. It's not touched on, but I have to put that out there. Those are the three triggers that might upset people watching this movie. The dolls, the child abuse, and the possible sexual child abuse. And I say possible because nothing is explicit, but accusations are made, and it looks pretty bad for the person who's being accused. Anyways, this is still a buy in my estimation. If you can, I guess, stomach the triggers without them upsetting you, there's a lot to enjoy about this movie. The triggering things are just kind of like shocking, which adds to the intensity of the movie. Not necessarily the scare factor, Although there's one scene in particular I'll say was kind of scary, but I don't want to say what it was because I don't want to spoil the movie. The rest of the movie wasn't that scary. Alright, that's all I got. Stay cool.